Hello, my fellow readers. It is I, Dark Symphony 777, with another fan fiction reading. And as always, a link to the story will be in the description below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notification, and leave a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts of the story and any future fan. And that's it. Sorry, I almost said the future fan fiction stuff. I'm trying to only save those for reviews and just have more fun with the readings, like more relaxed environment. So the story I'm reading now is called The End by Ghost Gaming. It's a Call of Duty Zombies fanfiction. And this does not have any reviews, but I got curious about what the story is about. So wish me luck. Primus Nikolai and Ultimus Richthofen sat in complete silence as the both of them stared into the fire while the other 6 men were passed out from after all the drinking and celebration they had. Okay, so this is the end cutscene of Tag's Hilton. Okay, color me confused. Richthofen was in a zombified form, so he can give instructions to Victus, who are in the abandoned Siberian facility Group 935 had. Nikolai sat motionless, a mix of emotions flooded him as he gazed into the fire. The end drew near, and he hated every minute of it. They gave the device to Pablo, Richthofen told the Russian, who paid no attention to the German. Nikolai looked back at their journey, meeting in France, reuniting in the Giant, and collecting Dempsey's soul in Horizondrach. Tokyo's would be next, and then Nikolai would have to face his past, something he had avoided for so long, all for it to be a final battle between the Apothegons and Dr. Monty, would send them back to the Great War, and the cycle would begin again anew. The path they took now was one that split off from that cycle, a way to finish this hell once and for all. Nikolai had told the others that it would be a war unlike any that the others had faced, and he was right. This would not be a war that would be waged with gunfire, explosives, or mystical weapons. This war was one that would need the 8 men to accept their mortality. Primus, Ultimus, these titles mean nothing. There are no gods like the Keepers or Apothegons. They are just 8 men who have been caught in the middle of all this. Nikolai knew what lay just moments away. He was the only one who could do what must be done. Not just for the universe, but for the 8 of them to be free from this torment. While Nikolai waited, the speech he gave earlier began to ring in his head. Comrades, as we toast to our victory, I want each of you to think about what you really want. Where would you like to go now? Believe me, you can have it. Sound of the teleporter caught Nikolai's attention, and he saw a metal case with a glowing red aura in the center. The Agarthan device. Nikolai got up and grabbed the device. So close now. Nikolai turned over to the zombified Richthofen, who was still speaking to Samuel. No, Sammy. I haven't forgotten about you. The German reassured his pawn. It is time, Richthofen. The multiverse must come to an end. The paradox must be resolved. Nikolai placed a summoning key over the Agarthan device. At least, it will be quick. A beam of energy shot up to the summoning key, and in a matter of seconds, the most powerful artifact in the universe was broken into a million pieces. Nikolai closed his eyes as he knew what would come next. One by one, each universe began to vanish. Victus stared up to the sky as the world around him turned dark. Samuel fell to his knees and prayed to be saved. Tears streaming down he and the other 3 were consumed by the darkness. I know, Richthofen said to Samuel, and I'm so sorry. As am I, Edward, Nikolai said as he pointed his revolver at the undead German's temple. Bang! Nikolai holstered his gun and looked down at the German's corpse. For so long he had wished to see Richthofen dead. Now he felt nothing. The sound of shuffling made Nikolai look over at the others. One by one, each member of Primus and Ultimus began to gag and vomit out their own blood, as well as bleeding from their ears, eyes, and mouth. The sound of his allies, his friend dying in front of him, made Nikolai sick to his stomach. They were laid now, each dead. Only Nikolai and the children were left standing. Child, Nikolai said, as he grabbed his revolver once more. You know what must be done. Samantha was presented the gun as Nikolai turned around and closed his eyes. Samantha stared at the gun before she gained the strength to raise it to the back of Nikolai's head. Look away, Eddie. Samantha said to the young boy as she placed pressure on the trigger. Her hand shook as she closed her eyes and squeezed the trigger back. Bang! Nikolai's body fell and joined his brother, free from the endless cycle at last. The world around Sam and Eddie went black as they were left alone. Look, Sam, Eddie cried as he pointed to a bright light at the end. Samantha stared at the light as Eddie wrapped his hand around Samantha's. Eddie gave her an innocent and reassuring look. Let's go, Eddie, Samantha said with a small smile. Both walked in silence as the memory of their fallen allies echoed in their minds on their wishes. I would like to return to my home, my beloved, before the bombs fell. If only the dive bar itself, Primus Nikolai wished. I see myself at peace, serene, sitting beneath a cherry blossom tree, listening to joy of my children at play, Primus Tikio wished. I think I'd like to teach medicine, maybe pathology, Primus Richthofen wished. The more I think about it, the more I wished I'd be a Garn DI. Get those kids toughened up, Primus Dempsey wished. I would like to be in my favorite bar, but as long as I have vodka, I am happy man. Ultimus Nikolai wished. I would like to know for sure that I brought honor to my ancestors and the Emperor. Ultimus Takio wished. I would probably try to relax, take up a hobby. Maybe I could open up my own morgue. Ultimate Richthofen wished. Yeah, let me think about it. Wherever I go, I'll be kicking ass. Ha ha ha! Ultimus Dempsey said as Sam and Eddie entered the light and now had a life to live free from the madness. That's it? Is that it? Like, sorry if I'm being loud. I live in like a loud house. My family's loud, so sometimes I have a habit of being louder than I normally am. But seriously, that's it? That's a waste. So let me get this straight. Instead of doing something cheeky with the ending of Tag Bertoten, Day of the Dead, for those of you who don't know, the author just more or less copies and pastes the ending, not even the entire end scene, just the ending of the ending, and turn it into a story. That is the laziest bunch of bull I've ever read. This is bad. This is like worse than laughable. This is bad. This is what's the trope for it? So bad it's terrible. Rate this at a 5.0 out of 5. Like this was why did this have to exist? The problem with this is I'm going to have to be frank, and I'm going to be very realistic. This story should not be on the site. This was my first time reading the story in entirety, and I have to say this story should not be on the site. Because when it comes to like fan fiction and stuff like that, in all three sites there's one kind of clear rule, and that is no plagiarism. This is plagiarism. You just basically copied and pasted the ending of the COD zombie story. Well, not the chaos storyline. Like the main thing is like Black Ops 5 would, its zombie mode possibly is going to be based around exclusively the chaos storyline, which is fine. But that still brings up the point that there are certain, like, you can't plagiarize. Like, the reason I said it in my review of Monster Yuritsune, like, you can't copy and paste stuff like this. Like, you can't just go, here you go, on a fanfiction. Like, you can actually hear the click of me trying to actually drag my mouse and copy to like try and drag it over so I can just drag the words around and maybe copy paste it theoretically. the reason that you couldn't do that is because people were plagiarizing fanfiction on fanfiction.net and moving it to AO3, and it was with some certain fans who are really popular who were still active finding out about it, and they shut the whole thing down. They got a lot of people IP banned, and then they stopped. Then they did this, which prevented people from doing this, unless you do like watcher mode or something like that, or maybe desktop mode. Let me see desktop mode for once, real quick. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I can. Nope. Okay. Let me see if I. Let me actually see if I can do. Can I do it like here? Okay. The end games title. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So sections, games, category. Okay. Call of Duty. So I find Call of Duty here. There it is. Complete. Yeah, let's do complete. Yeah, here it is. Can I do this here? Yeah, you could still do this. You could still do this on the mobile version. Like, this is something they actually have to fix. Because if people find out that you can just go to the mobile page and then do it here, you know, this whole plagiarism scam will start. But this this story is a one big scam. Like, this is just plagiarizing off of Treyarch. There is no difference to the end tag they're toting. I've seen the ending cutscene before you even say anything. I've been a COD Zombies fan for a long time. My first map, the first time I played Call of Duty Zombies was years ago, when around the time Reese was first announced as DLC. Like, around that, like, even that, I played Nox first, and I immediately played Reese, and I just fell in love. I fell in love with the game. There is no conceivable defense of this game, of the story, because this is not even a fan fiction. If there was some kind of attempt to like go into the mindset of Nikolai, and maybe all the other characters celebrating and making and verbally addressing their wishes before passing away, and then all the stuff happening, or at least kind of go into the evolution of the backstory behind the events. Like, why is Nikolai having to do this, instead of just generalizing it? Then, I mean, you could kind of defend it, but as it's written right now, there's no defense for this. There is legitimately no defense for this. This is not a fanfic. This is straight up plagiarism. 0 out of 5. I and it's kind of a shame, because if this story was released like years ago, then there would be some kind of defense against this, because nowadays, like, the modders just care more about keeping the site up. Hence why there's like so many. But where was I? My family was actually starting to yell in the background. So anyway, there is no defending. There's no defending it. 0 out of 5. Oh yeah, I was also mentioning the fanfiction uh, of mods. Like, for the most part, the mods don't really care about how the site's run, because there's a lot of erotic stories on the site that the mods just completely don't care about. Because right now they're more concerned about just keeping the site alive and stuff like that. Like, you can like people violate the rules all the time. Yeah, there's the mods want to care more about just keeping the site alive, so people can keep writing and uploading and stuff like that. And honestly, they're doing, like, the mods are at least doing what they're good, but stuff like this needs to have a real. They need to, like, they actually need to go through, find stories like this, take them down. Hey guys, this is lazy. This is illegal. Like, stuff like stories like this can get their video, can get the site shut down. Like, this can actually happen. I don't want this site to go down, but when you have stories like this, like, I guess the only reason why the story hasn't been reported, the story has, like, no, like, subscriber, like, no reviews, 3 faves, 2 follows. So it's a like nothing story. But the wrong person finds it, then fanfiction could be in trouble. 0 out of 5. Just no saving the story whatsoever. Not unless you take the story down, do an actual novelization. Honestly, how cool would that be? Like an actual novelization of the entire Ether zombie storyline. That'd be cool. That would be cool. But I can't. I read some bad stories, but this is not bad. This is lazy. This is a cop out, and you're doing this as an actual fan of the series. I have no words, no legitimate words to comprehend what I just read outside of the word lazy. It's not bad. It is far from good. It's not even bad. It's lazy. And that is it is the worst type of story that I will ever read. Ever. 0 out of 10. -1. Should be taken down from the site out of 5. And I know, like, I'm going to get, like, some people overreacting. But stuff like this is the reason why mods exist. Like, when it comes to fanfiction, one of the general rules of fanfiction is don't plagiarize. This is plagiarizing. Yeah, the ending to Tag Your Toad, divisive. Like, no, like, some people like it, some people don't. I'm actually kind of like it because in a weird sort of way, it makes sense. Sure, it really could have been done better, but considering the fact that they were kind of screwed over, like, the end, they kind of got screwed over. Hence why all the acre maps in Black Ops 4 was basically just remakes of previous maps. Like, Tags Are Going was basically Call of the Dead. Like, you could have spent all that time working on the goddamn cutscenes. Like, at least made it more impactful, or at least gave the Victus crew, like, something. Something. Throw him a bone. The story, no. The story doesn't deserve anything. And I know there's gonna be that one commenter who's just gonna throw crap at me. I don't care. You can throw crap at me all you want. Nothing's gonna change my mind about this. The story. I'm done talking about the story because if this will just be like who knows how long me just ranting over why the story is bad and why it actually needs to be taken down by mods. This has been Dark Symphony 777 and cut.